All right, boys, in today's video I'm going to start a new little thing I'm going to do where I rank each color of units or each race of units or whatever, and we're going to do it over the next couple of days. So right now we're going to be doing typings, one a day, or maybe not every day, but like, you know, I'll dish them out over the course of like the next week or so. And then we'll do races, and then we'll do like best bonds, best Meliodas, just something that I can just do, like that's just like nice where I can just talk. I don't have to play because I like talking. So I'm gonna save dark and light for last because I feel like these are the most difficult ones to do. So let's just start with red. Okay, so best red units, right? Very difficult, especially because they're all part of the same like archetype for the most part. Like most red meta units have the same thing going where they're all cringe. It's also really difficult because Red Tarmiel is, as a unit, I don't rate him that high. I think he's not good, but as a Grace, obviously he's very good. So like, how do you go about ranking him? And yeah, like Sigurd, who's not part of the human team, but like the human team is sort of hard to rank, but I think I know how I want to rank it. I'm going to put in the units first. We're going to do 5 units per typing. And then we're going to go from there. Okay, so I need to, the thing is, we have a lot of units in Grand Cross, right? So Reinhardt, you can assume he's in the top 5. I actually don't know if how many units I'm doing, if I'm doing top 5 or top 7. Top 7 is like, you know, 70 cents would make sense. I think Sigurd's in there. I'll put units in there that I'm not too sure if they're in there. But they might be, right? Like Red Tarmiel, I'm not sure if I'll put him in there, because I don't know how I'm going to evaluate like a Grace yet. But for the most part, I think most of these should be pretty obvious. I think the only thing that's going to differ is not who we put in the top 5, but the order. Because I'm going to assume some people are going to value like Red Liz higher than Scotty, right? Hypothetically. Whereas I value like Halloween Meliodas over Benimaru like slightly, even though like they're like the same. They're not, but like you get the point. Yeah, I think it's going to be 7 units because I feel like I have to put 7 units in there. Also, this is just based on PvP. Right, so like I'm not gonna put Thonar in there just because she's good for dogs and there's PvE content. I don't care. Yeah, we'll do 7. We'll do 7. What's one more red unit? I'm definitely missing someone, right? Let me just make sure. I have Brunhilde. I have. Well, you could put Gotha in there maybe. You could. Kyo is not good enough anymore. Lost Vein sucks. Sariel is horrible. Terry. Okay, so it's between Terry and Gother. Who do I rate more? I think Terry really is not needed anymore. You can run him for sure, but I think I'll put Gother there. Gother should be up here, like he should. There you go. We'll do 7. All right, I need to keep that in mind for the future. Well, how do I rank these? Okay, I think everyone knows what these do, right? I'll talk about them slightly when I get to them, but let's get to ranking them. Who do I think is the most valuable? I think overall, obviously, it'll be Gother, but just PvP wise, I kind of have to put Red Tarmiel at 1. I do value his Grace, and his Grace changes the way you attack someone. And in most cases, almost every time, it makes a difference whether or not you can get 1 turn or 2 turn or not. And it completely shuts down double AoE units that need to attack but like twice. Like King. Like Chad King doesn't work against Red Tarmiel. New Merlin kind of gets super cucked by Tarmiel as well. So I have to put him here just because he like just his existence as a link warps the way we play PvP. So I think he is the best, the most impactful, most valuable to have, therefore the best red unit to have for PvP. Next up is difficult. I think Reinhardt doesn't need Oak. Like, you don't need to get him to 6-6. You don't need to get him to 6-6 to have him be like really good and really strong, because his cards by itself do a lot of damage, right? And having this like these getting the right rolls like also just makes him really broken. And all in all, like this works really well. This works really well. And the characters to support him to do really well are really easy to get, right? Twigo, you definitely have, you even have him 6-6. Whoa. And then you need Excalibur Arthur, which was a step up that got extended, and he's been out for a long time. I'm pretty sure you have him too, or there's a very high chance you have him. And if you don't, you can run this Arthur, and it doesn't work as well, but it would work technically, and you could probably still like get away with getting the champion, like champ 1 with that, with the other Red Arthur. And then like let's say you don't have Ban, right? Somehow you haven't played for a year and a half, you don't have Ban. Hauser is 8% support, Griamore is 15% HP support, and you don't care about going first, so your CC doesn't matter that much. So you can get away with running a lot of non-good units as long as they have some sort of basic stats or mainly HP increase for him, and that's really strong. That makes it really strong. And then in addition to that, like Arthur has a Holy Relic, Twigo has a Holy Relic, Ban, if you have him, Purgatory Ban, which most people probably do, he has a Holy Relic. And the thing is, like let's say you use Reinhardt, you don't need to have Ban 6/6, you don't need your ultimate on Ban. You could just play Reinhardt carry. Obviously if you have both Reinhardt and Ban 6/6, it's gonna make things a lot easier because you have options, you have a lot more options to do, but you can just, it doesn't matter, right? So I think I'm gonna put him here because his team is just really easy to build, and therefore I'm gonna put Ban 3rd. No, I'm not. Ban's team is really easy to build, but he's not as effective as Reinhardt is. His Detonate card doesn't even do that much damage anymore. And obviously his ult's still like a field wipe, but that's not saying much. Most units have a field wipe ultimate. I also don't know if I want to rank this like on like a free-to-play basis or like, because okay, let's assume we're talking well standpoint. She's next, right? Because she is really strong, but she only becomes really strong once you get Diane. Once you get Ragnarok Diane, and you get her Holy Relic, because her Holy Relic gives everyone like pretty much Lolly Merlin passive, and what this does is you can't one-shot anyone. You have to two-shot them, and now this is where Red Timer comes back into play. If they have Red Timer Link, then you have to three-shot them, and even then it's kind of difficult to three-shot them because you're not gonna do you're gonna do half their health. They're gonna heal a third of that. Then you're gonna do 50% again. They're gonna heal a third of that. So now they've healed. What is it? Well, what is I can't do math right now. They like over a quarter. They healed a third of their total health now, right? Yeah, actually, I'm stupid. A third of their total health. So now if your card doesn't do exactly like another third of their health, like let's say you use like a weak card, then you still can't kill. It's really hard to kill them through Red Timer Link. And I feel like even if it's like Diane, it's so hard to play against this team, I feel like personally, because they all spawn in, right? It's her, it's Sigurd, it's Diane, right? Most of the time. Who do you kill first? Right? Do you kill Diane first so you can actually one-shot Brunhilde? But then Diane has the Red Timer, right? Or sometimes you're like, okay, I'm just gonna kill Brunhilde, then they don't have damage. But then Brunhilde has Timer Link because people play it differently, right? Some people don't want the Sariel damage link on her. So they're like, all right, Red Timer, so she lives longer. And then they're forced to attack Diane, and then you're attacking Diane, who's a pretty not that strong unit. And then you're like, she just gets to attack you for free. And then she also lowers your attack rate stats and your defense rate stats. Yeah, I think I've got her third. I think you could make a point for her being second, but no, she's definitely third. Now, I'll probably put Diane here. Diane, just super beefy. Also got helped out like tremendously by the existence of Red Timer because it's so good on her. The most broken thing about Diane is not her ultimate, it's not her damage, not her ult removal, it's not like the stance effect, it's the fact that her stance lasts 2 turns on a rank 1. This is so strong. This is so strong. We can go to stance characters. I don't think there's a single other stance that lasts 2 turns on a rank 1. It's so strong. Is there okay, it's hard to say like stance, like hard to like search up stance. I'm not gonna click every character I know has a stance. Let's do counter, right? I mean, counter units, they did all 1 turn. I can tell you this much. What's like, I think the only, no, because that one's 1 turn too. Yeah, they're all 1 turn, except hers. It's 2 turns, and that's so strong. It's so strong. Way too strong, way too strong. This is genuinely like this. You make this one turn, she's bad. She becomes a bad unit, I think. Genuinely, or like not bad, but like a lot worse. Because 2 turns, it's just so nuts. You click this, and then for the next 2 turns, you don't have to use a card with her. It's so strong. And then while this, she does all this, right? She gives 40% damage reduction to your entire team, so they can't use single targets on your team, so you're protecting them that way. You're super defensive because your HP is increased, and you have red timer length, so you heal so much. You heal more than a third because like your recovery rate and everything is increased. And then she also like stacks damage, and she can do serious damage if she gets stacked up. And she does. Like this 500k is nothing. You can get this so quick and so easy, and like against most teams now. So she is really strong. Like she is super strong. Her ultimate sucks, but because of this extra damage and the way it works, this will do stupid damage. Like I've had my 2/6, like when I used to have a 2/6 stat before I bought all copies. She used to field wipe like at 2/6 if she was like nearly fully like built up against most teams. Obviously like bond teams and stuff, like slightly different story, but she would do so much damage still. It's nuts. Like this character is like I think like super well designed tank, but this is too broken. This is way too good. But to be fair, she's a fast, make her broken, makes sense. You know, not like Merlin said. I'm scared if we get to green, I'm not gonna have Merlin on the list. I don't know who I'm gonna put there yet, but I'm scared I might not put her on the list. And I really like Merlin. Like Merlin's my like favorite fest, I think, right now. Like she's so cool. Like the idea wise and everything, it's really cool. It's just that she sucks. Anyway, it's not about Merlin. Top 4, and then these 3 I think are all interchangeable. It all depends. I think Red Gother actually genuinely is strong because if you look at meta right now, right, like Brunhilde team susceptible to attack seal, Esterosa team susceptible to attack seal, Goddess team still susceptible to attack seal, but like they have cleanse on Margaret. Margaret, by the way, might be the best blue unit. Oh, no. I just remembered who was blue. Never mind. Don't worry. Yeah, no, she like Red Gotha is just never gonna like really fall off. Like he's not super great anymore, but he's always gonna be like runnable. Whereas who was the other one? Terry, like you don't even see Terry anymore on bond teams, right? Like because Reinhardt took the spot. And before then, you didn't see much bond teams, even though Terry was around because people didn't care. Yeah, what are some other red units? What are some honorable mentions? I think these 3 can legit be any order. I think I'll put Sigurd above these because he can be used in this team. He can be used in Esterosa's team. So he has like a slightly more versatility, and he's just really cool, right? So I'm gonna put him there. Did I miss any red unit that like genuinely could contend? Like Terry, obviously, right? But I'm not gonna put Terry on there. No, these are all horrible. I like this unit, right? I'm gonna do this an honorable mention. I really like this unit, but she's not that good, so unlucky. But I really like the unit. I think like the unit is not as bad as some people might think. Red Melaskila used to be a thing, not anymore though. Mono, this one not, but like her Holy Relic's broken, and it will always be broken. It's just that she doesn't have the cards or the stats to back it up. Yeah, that's it. All right, well, that is the best red units in the game. Sario's Grace is good and all. It's not that good anymore though, and it's not that crazy, and it doesn't matter that much, and it's irrelevant, and as a unit he's worthless, so I'm not putting him anywhere near the top. Yeah, sorry Lost Vein, mate, you're not that guy anymore. Twigo is an honorable mention too, because he enables ult rush, he enables the bond team, right? Very good. But yeah, that's the best red units in the game, and how I feel about them, and why I feel about them like this. So if you agree, let me know. If you don't agree, don't let me know. I don't care. If you don't agree, just move on. Next time we're gonna do blue, and it's gonna be very epic. Anyway, good job.